Are you looking for the best 8-inch mini tablets? In this video we will look at some of the 5 best tablets on the market. Before we get started with our video, we have included links in the description, so make sure you check those out to see which one is in your budget range. Starting at number 1. Apple iPad Mini 6. During my review, I did encounter one downside, though. I noticed a kind of rolling shutter effect when scrolling while holding it in portrait orientation. When scrolling in the browser, for instance, it looks as if one part of the screen is refreshing faster than the other. That's visible in some situations only, so it's not too bad. And like I said, there's no better alternative anyways. The iPad mini features a high-end metal body with good speakers and a USB-C port. A Touch ID fingerprint scanner is built into the home button, and on one of the longer sides, you can charge the Apple Pencil 2 inductively. So, yes, that stylus is supported and works exactly as it does on the iPad Pro and iPad Air. To make it so fast, Apple is shipping the iPad mini with its own Apple A15 chipset that is supported by 4GB of RAM and 64GB or 256GB storage. You can get it with 5G as well. Due to that A15 processor, it's much faster than all other tablets on this list. You can play the latest games with the highest graphics settings, and graphic apps like Adobe Photoshop run as well. At number 2. Samsung Galaxy Tab A9. While reviewing the device, I noticed scrolling to be blurry and less smooth. This is a common problem with low-end 60Hz displays. Not to worry, it doesn't happen all the time, but it is exacerbated by some content. Like the display and build on the Galaxy Tab A9, the stereo speakers are surprisingly good. I didn't expect such a robust audio performance from a device in this price range. Whether you're watching videos or listening to music, they deliver clear sound with decent bass. Samsung ships the Samsung Galaxy Tab A9 with MediaTek Helio G99, which is supported by 4GB or 8GB of RAM and 64GB or 128GB of storage. So, don't expect it to be lightning fast. If you're a casual user, though, it'll suffice. At number 3. Amazon Fire HD 8 Plus. It not only performs relatively poorly in benchmarks, but also in my gaming test. I could not install some games at all. Asphalt 9 and PUBG Mobile, on the other hand, run well, and the latter can even be played with HD graphics. It not only performs relatively poorly in benchmarks, but also in my gaming tests. 3D Mark Wildlife test scores rank the Fire HD 8 Plus close to the bottom. Geekbench won't run consistently, nor would any other 3D Mark test. Same story with games. Most games we've tested don't run well, sometimes ending in crashes, including simpler games like Subway Surfers and Bot World. Surprisingly, PUBG and Asphalt 9 run fine on the Fire HD 8 Plus. It is nice that the battery life is 9.75 hours. Thus, the Fire HD 8 Plus lasts longer than all other tablets listed here. The Plus does run Android out of the box, but it's Amazon's variant of Android and not the typical Google version. This means that many Amazon apps and services are pre-installed out of the box, and all Google services are missing. However, the latter can easily be installed afterwards. By the way, I cannot recommend the non-Plus Amazon Fire HD 8 at the moment, especially because the working memory is too small for today's times in my eyes. At number 4. Lenovo Tab M9. The Lenovo Tab M9 is better than most 8-inch Android tablets on the market, just the Galaxy Tab Active 3 is an exception. It is a real pity that there are no other high-quality Android tablets of this size at the moment. But that's the way it is. We get a display that is minimally larger than typical 8-inch tablets with 9 inches. The resolution of 1340 by 800 pixels is as high as on the Realme Pad Mini and Nokia T10, but significantly lower than the iPad Mini. The sharpness is therefore only sufficient. However, it's relatively bright with 400 nits. It's not a high-quality gaming tablet with the MediaTek Helio G80 octa-core processor, but most games can be played with low graphics settings. This even includes Apex Legend, which runs quite well. Other features include 3GB or 4GB of RAM and 32GB or 128GB of internal storage. A version with LTE is also available. At number 5. Alldocube iPlay 50 Mini Pro NFE. The Alldocube iPlay 50 Mini Pro NFE is a compact and very portable tablet. I like the metal back, which feels sleeker than the glass back of my phone. The tablet's display resolution is higher than most 8-inch tablets, like the Samsung Galaxy Tab A9. But upon close viewing, it looks a bit too saturated. It also does not support auto brightness. Nevertheless, I like using it to watch videos while lazing in bed. The main issue is the lack of regular updates. The iPlay 50 Mini Pro NFE currently runs Android 13, but don't hold your breath for future software upgrades. The tablet is built on MediaTek Helio G99 and competes with entry-level Samsung tablets. Performance-wise, it holds its ground admirably, offering smooth multitasking and decent gaming capabilities. But, the battery is on the short side, which interferes with extended usage.